Hey, Mega Moms. Jessica Hensley here with Real Estate Mega Moms, and I am joining you on a surprise podcast. We have a special guest today, which is my dear friend, Ashley Candler. Hey, Ashley. She's the unicorn realtor. I love it. And so, Ashley, I asked her to be on the podcast today because this week I am interviewing some of our top producing panelists that are going to be at Abundance next week, March 9th and 10th. So, if you haven't grabbed your ticket already and you can't be there in person, you can still get your digital ticket and you can watch us virtually. We're going to do a pop-up Facebook group where we're going to live stream the conference there. And of course, you'll get all of the edited conference videos after the fact as well. So that is why Ashley's here, but also so much more. So Ashley is a mega mom and she is transforming into a unicorn. So Ashley, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've been licensed in 2016 and I gave myself permission to start small and slow because I knew it takes time to get your name out there. I did not have any kind of a marketing budget. And I had, I finished my licensing. I gave myself a 10-week, a 10-week time block to do it because I had 3 kids. One was a 9-month-old and I was pregnant with our 4th. And my second trimester was the only time I felt good. So like, this is the time I wanted to get it all done. So that when baby number 4 came, I could just enjoy my baby and take the time I needed to build a real estate business, knowing that one day they're going to be grown up and all in school and I'll be able to start a career then, but not instead of starting from scratch once they're in school, slowly building something so that
You're such a planner, girl. And that does not surprise me. So she was at our team leader retreat with her husband back in October. And you guys, we had this challenge where you had to lead each other around. One person was blindfolded, right?
Yep.
And the other person was just making sure you didn't fall. And so what did Ashley do? I mean, most of us, we just went across the room. Ashley decided to go all the way upstairs and then all the way into the basement. Nope, and she didn't fall. They made it. But anyway, that's just who you are. You're like, I'm going to take on a challenge and I'm going to succeed no matter what.
I don't accept no for an answer usually. And that's one thing my husband loves and hates about me because I'm like, I will get that square peg into that round hole.
And that's what makes you unique, right?
It is.
Realtor.
Yeah, I don't take no for an answer. And, you know, until someone physically makes me stop, I'm going to keep pushing to help my clients either achieve their goal or get that closing or, you know, whatever we have to do to make it happen. I could tell a really long story of one that just happened this last week, but save that for another time. But the whole unicorn thing kind of came about during the last market when, you know, the market was super tough. There was no inventory. Everybody wanted to buy because the interest rates were low. And we had to get super, super creative. I work with almost all military families. And at that time, sellers were like not even wanting to, they weren't even wanting to look at VA offers because of the stipulations and the conditions and things like that. And so I worked very hard to build relationships and rapport, get people to want to work with me. As far as the agents go, I would find anything off market. I had clients who were literally, I joked that they were looking for a unicorn house because they were so specific on what they wanted in a certain budget. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we are literally looking for a unicorn. And I found it and secured it before they were even allowing showings for them. So it was kind of like, that's kind of where the joke started. But then my clients started calling me the unicorn and I kind of just brushed it off. It's like, haha, that's silly. And then I started having my clients were just starting to send me unicorn things. I had other agents sending me things that were unicorn related. And I was like, well, I can't ignore this now. Like it was something I had to like, okay, people are calling me the unicorn. I'm going to embrace the unicorn, and just kind of figuring out and defining like what is that unicorn. It's not just this mythical creature, but it's I'm defining it more of the unique, impactful, and personal experience that I provide. And, when Jessica asked me to be a panelist, my immediate thought was, I have nothing to offer. Like, no, I'm not going to do this because I have nothing to say that could help anybody. And as Jessica does, makes me dig deep, and just started thinking about it more. And I know I never felt like I do anything all that special, but my clients keep coming back to me and telling me how I ruined them for every other realtor. And, you know, they're my biggest fan club. And I feel like all I did was be genuine and love you through your process, and genuinely care about your experience and your journey. And so I just kind of was like, well, if I'm special to my clients, then I must be special. And there must
Right.
be something about me, because my clients are super drawn to me, and starting to embrace that more.
Well, and the thing is, I mean, we are all special, right? So, and no one's saying like one
No,
person's
does not make me the
missing.
best.
Right, right, right.
Right.
But my point is, you are the right person for those people,
Exactly.
right? And again, I will say, girl, you take on some really hard challenges and hard clients, and not a lot of agents really want to do that. Right? I mean, and so I think that that's where you're shining through, is maybe other agents are not up for the challenge or whatever, for those particular clients. But I love that you embrace it. And Katie's right. You also you're famous for your pot pies. So your closing gift, you give your clients a pot pie, right?
Yes, I make them from scratch, and I usually make them like in bulk. So I'll make like 10 or 12 at a time and freeze them. And then I bring my clients a home cooked meal, and I bring them everything that they need besides a place to sit. But I've swag like pot holders and serving trays, and they all have cheesy little lines on them and stuff like that. But it's providing them something that, after a long, hard journey, just a home cooked meal is just like, okay, we're here. And they're easy enough to make. They're fun. I'm thinking about and praying about my clients while I'm making them. And it's just that something that it's not expected, and it's a nice surprise. And that's how I like to operate is.
And I think that that is something that's really thoughtful. I mean, I'm sure most agents do closing gifts, but I don't bake pies. I could, I guess. I mean, I can make pot pies, and since you started doing this, I've thought many times I should do that. I love that idea. Just a nice little touch.
Just finding something, even if it's like having someone make cookies that have your logo on them or something, just something that makes you stand out. And that's, in this industry, there's so many realtors out there. And yes, 20% do 80% of the work, but we all essentially can do the same thing. But how we stand out above the crowd is what's going to matter most to our clients. And it's not necessarily our marketing strategy, it's how we make people feel, it's how we treat them that keeps them coming back and creates stark raving fans. And when I decided, okay, I'm fully going to embrace this unicorn thing, I had a logo made. My tagline is unique, impactful, personal, and that's who I am and what I'm committed to being for my clients. And this is my new name tag. I don't wear a name tag. I wear a unicorn brooch now, and people joke about it, but I'm top of mind, because even my clients' kids can't see a unicorn and go, "That's Ashley." So it's not like I could just go, I want to pick a different icon now, because that's what I'm known for. And that's what marketing is. It's just being top of mind. But I'm still
Right.
figuring out, like, what's that 30-second elevator, speech of, well, why are you a unicorn realtor? I'm still working on that, because
I think that your tagline kind of sums it all up, really.
yeah.
So, yeah. But so tell me about your career. So you started in 2016. I love that you had it planned out, gave yourself permission to get your footing. So at what point and how long did it take you to really become, successful or start reaching your goals? And listen, ladies, she retired, her husband retired. That's kind of a loose word, but they work together now as a husband wife team. And she's doing most of the real estate and he's doing most of the domestic type stuff. And it's working really, really well for their family. So tell us about that journey of how you went from beginning to today.
So a little bit of word of mouth, just people giving my name out there and someone trusting me. So my first year, I did a marketing, like a networking group, and I met my first two sellers through that. And then that was my first year, which was 2017. I mostly like just helped the small brokerage that I was on. I would help with showings and inspections and just assisting. Had two clients my first year in 2017, had two buyers my second year in 2018. And then in 2019, actually, one of my first clients in 2019 was a referral from a mega mom. So it
And that
was,
was when I got to meet you in person
yeah,
too in 2019.
shortly after I signed up for Inner Circle, I
Woo-hoo.
referral from a mega mom. And that was my first deal of 2019. And then I had another like source that kind of put me in front of more military families. And that started kind of getting my name out there to the military community. But I mean, I earned every single one of those clients, and most of them didn't even remember where they found me. But it just kind of snowballed from there. So in 2019, I did 13 deals. And then I went from 13 to 41 to 46. And then last year I did 43 just because that last quarter
Yeah.
kind of fell off a cliff.
Woo.
But I was on track for 50, but a couple of my people fell off. But I added a TC in 2019 thinking, oh, I don't really need this help, but it might be good to have someone. And oh my gosh, I'm so glad I had her. There's no way
Yes.
I could have done 40 something in my fourth year. And I mean, honestly, it's almost all repeat and referral. And I have past clients, whenever there's a realtor post on Facebook, I have so many clients that just tag me, and they don't just tag me, they share why I was the right fit for them and how I helped them solve their problem or how I helped them buy or sell. And and so I mean, I just gained a new client this last week because of a post that was put a year ago in one of the military pages, and I was tagged so many times in it. She's like, "Well, I had to reach out to you. You were tagged so many times." So, I mean, there's just uh evergreen trickles of clients just throwing my name out there, and that means so much. So if we
Yeah.
encourage our past clients like, hey, it means so much to me when you tag me in a Facebook post, because I don't know how many clients I've gained just because they found me on Facebook and then they Facebook stalked me and things like that. And but yeah.
I hope you're screenshotting those testimonies.
I
And
should. I've been
yeah,
getting better about asking for reviews. I was really terrible about it.
yep.
And I signed up for Rate My Agent, and I've been using that platform because it will gather all your reviews from other sources. So I have over, I think, 103 5-star reviews now. And
Awesome.
I rather use that than say, "Oh, yeah, I did this much in volume or this many deals," or like, I don't like
Yeah.
putting stuff out there like that. I like putting out like, "See how I've created an impact in this family's life." Like,
Yeah.
that's how I like to brag.
Yeah. I love that. That's awesome. Well, we were talking about how sometimes when we go through hard things and just leaning into like a new birth, and I know you got there was a lead source that was cut off from you, and we've had lots of other moms that have maybe like Zillow leads dried up, or I know some of us EXP agents when ELP, if we were an ELP for Dave Ramsey, those got taken away, so there's, and my partner Randy, she had that happen to her. So what do you do whenever a big source of your business, like you said, you earned every one of those clients and you were able to get that base, which is amazing. But what do you do when that happens, and how do you keep the right frame of mind to just lean into something else?
Yeah. So I probably should have left that lead source before I was released from it, just because I was passionate about the mission and the mission changed. And um, but so when it came time to be released from it, it was almost a relief versus a hardship. It was still disappointing, but I learned I've learned in this business that, the niches are in the riches, or the riches are in the niches of, who's your ideal client, but not just niching down on your ideal client. I kind of went internally after, even after you asking me to be on the panel, it's like I decided to niche down on who I am, because there's going to be haters no matter where. Not everybody's going to love this unicorn thing. People are going to laugh at it. People are going to be like, well, she's crazy. But I'm niching down on who I am, and I'm going to attract the people who I'm meant to attract, because I'm not meant for everybody. And I can't serve everybody and give the quality of service that I want to give. So the less I worry about where my next deal is coming from, and the more I focus on who I'm serving right now and how I'm serving them and creating an impactful and memorable experience for them, then that's going to multiply my business more than worrying about a lead source.
Yeah.
I got
And
it.
I think it's important. I mean, you mentioned this too about your brand. One reason you wanted to do that is because it's yours. It's not a brokerage. And, I know you love your brokerage, but still, I mean, every realtor needs to really look at their business as their business and not, subject yourself, I
Right.
guess, to someone else's
Don't put
agenda.
your identity shouldn't fully land in whatever brokerage you're in, because if you decide to leave that brokerage and then that's all people remember you for is being part of XYZ brokerage, then what? It's so much easier to, if you do need to make a decision for your family that's better for you, to make a switch, make sure your identity is going with you, and it shouldn't be completely wrapped up in whoever you're hanging your hat with.
I feel like there's a big trend right now in real estate with creating a personal brand. I
Mhm.
think that we're becoming, like, 2023 is the year of the personal brand. People are becoming more aware of, okay, it's not a logo, it's not a font or a color or whatever. It's actually me.
Yeah.
My name is my brand and what I stand for, and who I am, and like you said, how I treat people, how I make people feel. Those are all part of my personal brand. So I love that you're embracing that.
Thank you. Yeah. And I just, so many, I've met enough realtors that don't put enough weight into how they treat other realtors too. I mean, some of them are just so power hungry, and they don't feel like they're winning unless they're bulldozing everybody down in the process. And I have a mindset of, you need to be careful who you trample over to get to the top, because those people are going to remember how they were treated. And I have won deal after deal after deal just because of the way my industry knows how I treat them. And people, other agents, when they see my offer come in or they see my name on a listing, they are drawn to wanting to work with me. And that is an asset to my clients. And not enough people put enough weight into that. I
Yeah.
strive to be an agent that other people want to work with.
Yes. Yes, I do too, and it's really hard sometimes. But it was so funny. I had a conversation with my transaction coordinator the other day, and she's like, "Okay, here's what's going on in this transaction, and this buyer's agent hasn't done XYZ. So what do I do? How should I handle that? Because I don't work for them, right?" And I said, "You know what? I think we need to treat them like they're our client as well. Not in the fact that we're going to advocate for them, but in the sense of, I'm going to give you a heads up that this deadline's approaching, or I'm going to give you help when I can.
Right.
I feel like we should try to work together, and that agent and all agents in general will remember us. It's like I told her, I mean, and I'm with EXP, so I have another reason, right, to want to make sure that people have a really good impression of me and my team. Maybe they want to join us one day or want to use my transaction coordinator one day. We want to leave that open. So it's really, I totally agree with what you're saying there.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess, circling back to that and being an encouragement to other moms is, embrace who you are, figure out who that is. It doesn't mean be stuck in who you are. I still have so much I need to learn. I'm not a Jessica that has every single system and process like dialed in. I'm like a firefighter running around with my pants on fire, but that's how I operate well under that. But I still want to learn, like, hey, I can be who I am, but these things can be put in place to make me better. But yeah, niching down on who you are, embracing who you are and what your clients have said they love about you, and continue being that and hone in on that versus honing in on, oh, I need to do what so-and-so is doing. I need to do what so-and-so is
Right.
doing. You just need to niche down on who you are and embrace who you are and run with it, because
Yes.
people are going to be attracted to.
Amen. Thank you for being with us today, Ashley.
Okay.
And we're going to go ahead and wrap up because I know you have an appointment to go to. Yeah. So, moms, if you haven't grabbed your ticket to the Abundance Conference, you can go to realestatemegamoms.com and click on Abundance 2023. You can grab your digital ticket.
I have never missed it. I only missed it one year because of COVID, and I think I bought the e-ticket that
you
year.
Did.
So
yeah, so good. Actually, tell them why. So what do you love about the Abundance Conference? Just like one minute.
It's being around like-minded, like-hearted women. I mean, I've built some bonds with these ladies that are still there, even though I've only met them once, like the bond through social media. I mean, we're constantly still reaching out to each other, helping each other. And I think a lot of, not necessarily any training that I've had with Mega Moms has been pivotal. It's just been that seeing the leaders in here pour into the moms so much without expecting anything in return has really helped kind of shape and forge how I run my business, is just pouring into people without expectation of return. And that is what the Mega Mom abundance mindset has really, really taught me. And I've run with it. So.
Good. I love it. All right. Well, we'll see you next week.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm trying to get everything coordinated so that I can have a brain break and just
yes.
present. So
bye, moms.